Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MOC Roast. I know I have been absent the last week, and I wanted to make up for it with this special barbecue. I'm sure many of you are famished from my absence, so we will get straight into some exciting MOCs for me to tear apart viciously. Joining me today is His Majesty King John Brick and my assistant, Bricks. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. Apparently we have this new VIP feature. I haven't been too on top of this. So let's take a look at Bricks. Did you do this?
Bricks.
Bricks, do you have an explanation for this?
I think it could work in land or sea, but I don't know what direction.
Thank you for joining us to witness this monstrosity, Nora. Rifts is here. Jack says I missed out. Yeah, I apologize for my absence. I hope this isn't a recurring thing. Yes, Bricks is indeed muted.
Bricks, unmute yourself.
Rift says try to punish me for my sins. We'll see about that. Space Bunny says, is the chat allowed to provide constructive criticism? Of course, it's always good to have consensus. So any opinion about the MOCs is very desirable. Ellis Lone Sniper is here. Saturday Sundays has joined us. I can't speak for everyone else here, but I can say I myself am feeling very good. I'm working on some exciting projects. Everything's a little bit behind schedule here at Keeled Labs, but we're making progress. And Bricks is having a mic problem. So we'll get back to you about your crimes.
I'll talk for him.
And I think I'm going to skip this for ostensible reasons. And we have a MOC by Rifts. And
his usual Diet Pepsi.
Yes, you can easily identify certain members of our community by their background. For example, Reggie has the wall, while Rifts has the Diet Pepsi on the desk. It's a trademark feature.
Reggie's wall is so iconic. People actually built MOCs of his house consisting of just a wall on his door.
LS Lone Sniper says, I can't wait to see mine. Neither can I. Remember, this is in the MOC Roast, not Feature My MOC. So if you want to get your MOC featured today, make sure you have it posted there.
Yes, MOC I will be the normal time tomorrow. This is a bonus show. Professor Goat couldn't make it last week or tomorrow, unfortunately.
Rifts, it's kind of bad, but I can see what you're going for. It's clearly a Star Wars speeder, but it's very blocky. You're not using. I feel like some snot techniques would fit very well with a barf speeder, and you're not taking full advantage of even the parts you have available. It just feels very hastily constructed. It's not the worst thing you've ever built, but that's not saying much. Okay, Der History Meister is here, asking how everyone is doing. It's not saying much. And I'm hearing my own voice, which is nice. And Polska is, of course, cheating because I'm supposed to be roasting MOCs, and when you post MOCs like this, which are quite beautiful, it's very difficult for me to roast them. It's not fair. So let's see if I can pick this thing apart. There's really not much to take apart about this. There's some gorgeous snot work on here. It's a very compact, simple design. It's not quite minifigure scale, I'd say. If it is, you have to consider minifigure and human proportions are different. So again, very nice angling, hinging, using Technic elements. Very creative down here. Interesting use of gears and round tiles to create wheels. I wonder how well this would actually work in reality. I know a lot of 3D MOCs use this, but I'm not sure how well this would work in a physical model. So that's just an open question. Bricksmania has continuous mic problems, as to be anticipated. While P42 has joined us, thank you for joining us. And again, Polska, this is a phenomenal mock. Unless you're telling me something specific that you need a criticism on, I think this looks pretty good. Even the exposed studs on this model look fairly good.
He's pretty brave posting all these angles. He's trying to make sure you don't miss a single detail you could potentially roast.
Yeah, I really like this feature back here. The slope on here is very nice and smooth. The little 1x2 slope element is a very nice touch, and I love whatever this is. I'm not sure if it would be an extra munition shell or storage or a tank. I don't think it would be a tank. That wouldn't make sense. Space Bunny says, are you meant to be starting in September, or have we missed a lot of roasts?
Are you in September?
Am I? September. I am.
Oh no, you are flustered today.
You are correct. Yes, we have seen many of these before. That would explain a lot. I apologize. I've been out of it.
The 16th was last Friday, so probably start from there. Of October.
Yes, these all look familiar. I am totally out of it. Thank you for catching that.
Wow. How many total MOCs do you think we have in the server at this point?
It's so easy to overlook it, but we probably have thousands of MOCs that you guys have created, and that is an impressive catalog, and we're going to get tens of thousands very soon.
Gotta go for a world record or something. Most MOCs in a Discord server. There's got to be something.
Okay. And
there's an impressive one.
Yes, all these are looking familiar. We talked about this one last week. It's very cool. Insane Duck is playing around with CAD, and this is getting out of control. And yes, thanks, Space Bunny, for calling me out on that. Even I deserve to be roasted from time to time.
Yes, I remember seeing that in feature as well. It was hard not to roast it then.
I'm sure. I wish I had the exact terminology and knowledge that someone like Nerf Boy has to truly dissect how terrible this was. But I'm going to just pretend that Gunmock didn't exist. So here we have more of Hayes Films. I really like Hayes Film style because it has a very compact design like the 80s and 90s town cars. And it's a very nice aesthetic going for it. I love how compact it is while it still uses more modern techniques.
There's some interesting things in the background that's when we talk about on Mock Hour. There's like man with his shirt off screaming in the back corner.
Yes, and it looks like some security are trying to ring him in. We have the hospital reappearing.
A piece of the ambulance is there on the road.
So there's definitely a larger story going on that we're not quite clear on. We have a little bit of an explorer back here. Lone Sniper says Nerf Boy has some of the best gun mocks. That is absolutely correct.
Hello.
Wild P42 says Hay Films makes 4-wide builds for the most part. Yes, he does. It's a forgotten art, I'd say.
Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yes, you have returned.
I had to switch mics, so this one might not sound as great.
No problem. Better than our headsets.
Okay. I don't know what's going on here in Insane Duck. I feel like you should terminate building entirely. DKS Bricks has this Boeing 747-200 being roasted. It's my first time posting it forever here. I hate when DKS does stuff like this because DKS is one of our most talented builders. He is incredibly talented with the shaping and creating very aerodynamic shapes. And look at how these hinges are layered over how these tiles are layered over each other at strange angles. Very few people can pull that off effectively. And okay. Fully functioning gear, rotating and retracting. I wonder if we'll see a video of this because this is a very interesting feature.
I've given a lot of my thoughts on a lot of these and featured my mock already, so I'm a little bit quiet.
Retractable flaps, so these pivot, very nice. Flaps out 100%, 30-degree angle. Very impressive. I don't know everything about aerodynamics or aeronautics, so I can't provide too much criticism here. But as sheer a visual standpoint and a mechanical standpoint on all the design features, this is very fluid, incredibly well done. I really don't have very much I can criticize here. Space Bunny says DKS is too good for us. He truly is a mastermind at his craft. The DKS is 747 says the wings could use some improvement. Yeah, I guess there's a few gaps here that could be polished out. But
I mean, it's 3 feet big. It's huge.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you could smooth this out, but if you could, that would take a 9.5 MOC all the way to a 10. So again, this already passes MOC Roast as far as I'm concerned. You could do some minor tweaks to maybe slightly improve that, but overall, it's pretty impressive as far as I'm concerned. Cockpit is meh. I don't know. I think it's fairly effective. Not DKS's best, but it's a very strong contender. And more info on his YouTube channel. So please check out DKS's bricks. And yeah, he's a cool member on our Discord server. I wish I could talk to him more.
PS2, can you tell us some of his secrets?
Okay. Jack the Lego Maniac says it is indeed huge. Okay.
He passed
Bricks
the MOC
Mania has his first ever Lego tank MOC based on the popular T-72. What am I looking at here?
Well, this is the popular T-72.
Looks like a Mario fire flower.
How dare you?
Look, it's bad enough that this is an absolutely trash MOC. It doesn't even have wheels. How is it a tank and if it doesn't have treads?
It actually has a helicopter.
The proportions on this thing don't resemble a tank at all. And is this supposed to be a turret here? You're just stacking bricks. I know you're just trying to get under my skin, but this is the most childish, juvenile tank MOC I've ever seen. And you didn't even use official Lego. This part is not Lego. This part is not Lego. I don't think this one may or may not be Lego. But this isn't even pushed all the way in. It's like you didn't even try because you didn't.
What's the purpose of the green square block there? Is it just you ran out of flat pieces?
I don't want to talk about this MOC anymore.
Juvenile, says Coelian.
Space Bunny, I think it's pretty ostensible from this MOC that Brixmania has no creative fiber in him whatsoever.
But Coelian, he taught me how to make this. You just roasted the ultimate teacher.
Jack the Lego Maniac has posted this. A Super Smash Brothers Ultimate themed MOC. There's some creative parts usage here. Yeah, I love how you represent different characters with the different parts, with the brick-built heads, especially with Banjo and Kazooie. Using a parrot for that character is a very nice touch. And I guess this would be Olimar, Steve, of course. Don't have to change too much there. And of course, His Majesty King Dedede, the best character in the entire game. So yes, I am indeed a King Dedede main. He is the most powerful. He is on the top of the tier list. And yeah, this is it. It's creative. It's a creative representation. I feel like you're kind of limited by the scale. Some of these characters, like King Dedede himself, is a little bit blocky. He's a big guy. I feel like he should be a bit more round and cuddly, like he is in reality. Maybe a little bit more of an intimidating hammer. Banjo and Kazooie, it's okay. I feel like you might just want to do a slightly larger scale to fully capture the energy of these characters and everything that's going on.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's nice to see we don't really get to see very many Nintendo themed MOCs, and it's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to put this in roast as well. This is one of my favorite ones we saw on Friday.
Oh yes, it is a flat stage. It is what would that be? The Omega type stage? I don't remember.
Yeah, a Pokemon Stadium, I think. There was some other images as well, but it might have just
Oh
been the
yes, it
feature
is
channel.
Pokemon Stadium. Okay, Exo Snake has cool Spider-Man.
I think he
Okay,
made that
looks
out
like,
of the set. It's like an
yeah,
alternate build.
it's definitely a set. Maybe it's slightly modified here. It looks like it's a cute pose, I guess, but you're not doing any favors because, again, it's not a MOC. You don't get points for just organizing your sets in a cool way. That's not what we're about here on MOC Roast. And flexing on us with the old style 2007 or 2008 Killer Croc. Yes, I wish I had that too.
Especially someone
Aries.
as talented as Exo. He can do. We know he can do so much better if he had the pieces.
Okay.
This one we've seen before, way early on, like one of the earliest mock hours I remember. But
Is that a stormtrooper?
yeah, it's fairly blocky. I think it's cute, honestly. Seeing a simple bookshelf, you're representing it in a very simple style with just tiles, bricks, and plates. There's not a whole lot to criticize here. It's just not very impressive. It's it's just cute, really. There's not too much you can say about this one. If there's many other techniques that people on Flickr, for example, will use to create much thinner looking books, like turning tiles on their side or plates on their side. And that's how I actually have the books in my library. I don't actually read them. They're just there for decoration. Joe of Crudmint, I'm sure you just wanted me to say that. Movie scene MOC where the camera is pointing at the floor.
that's Crow of Judgment. I think his name was rearranged
Yes.
by some troublemaker.
And you're talking about, I believe you're talking about Space Bunny's ship from last September. It looked absolutely amazing. And I'm sure we talked about it before, but it's a fantastic MOC. But yes, this is not a MOC. This is a 6x8 plate. Moving on.
Nice.
We have once more Lego King Dedede. And yeah, he has a nice presence to him, but he's a little bit too blocky. In reality, King Dedede is this round, lovable character. The kind of character Kirby wishes he could be. And Warden Big Oof Bunny has this new, I'm not sure what you call this, but it's sort of a personal transport pod, I believe.
I remember he gave more context and feature. He said he's trying to build it around that front glass piece. That was like his starting point, trying to see what he could do with it.
I can see that. And honestly, this is a very creative direction to go. I'm not a huge fan of integrating rubber bands like this, but I'll give it a pass. Pretty smooth design. Yeah. This is a really creative shaping and proportions on it. I don't love it personally. It's not my favorite MOC that you've ever made, but it is very strong, very unique design, and I love the incorporation of two totally different parts. These two windscreens work together surprisingly well, and I'm impressed with how well you've accomplished that.
I'm very impressed with the curvature on the bottom part.
The only thing I might change is maybe it could use some more greebling on the sides. For example, like here, I don't know. It feels like it maybe might need a little bit of extra greebling, like some grills or a slightly smaller engine sticking out of the side. But I'm very impressed with this. I don't really have very much to say. I know you already have our Crucible badge. Okay, Space Bunny says, I'll have you know it's string, not a rubber band, although I wouldn't be surprised if it was, knowing how many times I use them. Fair enough. Riff says, in my notes today, I write goats and kept typing goat instead. No comments. I think I lost where we were.
Uh-oh. In the correct date?
I think it's because so many people are infecting us with...
You're on 10/16/2020.
We'll catch up. One moment. I apologize.
Oh.
Remember that. Okay, we're getting close.
We're back.
Awesome.
And we have Mr. Morgoon with some additional robot designs. And these are similar to some ones he's posted before. It's an interesting design philosophy we have going here. I don't believe this character would quite work in reality. It works very well in CAD. However, if he tried to apply some of these principles, like I think he's using the one by one brick with studs on two sides for the arms attachments and the head attachment. But that would be a very loose attachment for the head. That would not be secure enough to hold it in place for any amount of time. That said, I do really appreciate the creative use of this little attachment piece for minifigure hands, like it's used for laser blasts and various things in superheroes, among other themes. So, again, I love these characters aesthetically. I don't think it would work if you tried to build them in reality. That's my only criticism here.
Nice. Mr. Morgoon actually just launched another Lego Ideas project. I think he said he was saving it for Feature My Mock.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'll have to catch that on the review. Jack the Lego Maniac has the Bricks Mania mock.
Looks just like you.
Honestly, I think this is very appropriate for Bricks Mania because this is a garbage mock, just like a garbage mockist. So I think it represents you very well, Bricks.
You didn't even have two plates. You had to use one of holes in it.
I just want to know two
Droplet
things.
says hello. Thank you for joining us. We are dissecting this excellent recreation of bricks in Lego. This is very much an accurate depiction of bricks in both his visual appearance and his building capabilities.
Why are my eyes spaced out? Like my eyes are uneven.
You're looking to the side.
And my limbs are so short. Like since when did my arms get cut in half?
Look, Jack the Lego Maniac was way kinder to you than you were to that tank. So I wouldn't be saying anything if I were you.
I'm getting my weapon set out.
Wait, what? What? He's joking, right? Moving on. Mr. Morgoon has a Mecha Bricks Doctor Who render. Interesting. Are these your own? I believe these would be Mr. Morgoon's own designs for... Oh, it's been so long since I've watched Doctor Who. I'm actually forgetting. Surely King John Brick, you know this character's name. It's going to come to me.
Davros,
and
something like that?
Yes, it is Davros. I haven't seen that in Doctor Who in several years. I need to go back and rewatch it sometime. But I love the Dalek designs. It's a bit beefy, very wide. And I love how you created Davros's chair, iconic chair, to be just wide enough to accommodate the minifigure. Does it accommodate legs so the Doctor can take over like he did in that one episode? Took his wheelchair for a joyride? That's my question for Mr. Morgoon.
Was that classic Doctor Who? Or which Doctor did that? I can't even remember.
What?
Which Doctor took it for a joyride? Was it like an older show?
It would be Capaldi.
Ah, okay.
It was one of his earlier episodes, I believe. Xenomorph has the Monster Fighter set remake. Okay, I can see some changes going on here. This feels like a much more colorful take on it with some gold elements worked in. I love the little spikes coming out. I love the oversized exhaust pipe. It looks so ridiculous and out of place. Again, I think that the original set is the set is better, but this is has a lot of creative energy, some fun little snot techniques going on here. And I love the mix of random colors and the little spikes to give this character a sense of menace.
Everything all right?
Anyway, where were we? Check out this. This is the back view. And where'd everyone go? Anyway, we have an interesting back view over here. So this piece must pivot up and down. That's a nice little touch. I love the little indented 1x4 brick. And this is the original. Yeah, I think the original is a much... Look, if you two puerile guests can't keep yourselves under control, I will purge you from the stream permanently. Bricks, Your Majesty, that is your last warning. I will not tolerate any more. I will not tolerate any more malefactors. Is that clear? Again,
I've loaded the third space in the stream.
Got it. Yeah.
The original set is very, very smooth and polished. I love the use of these parts over here with the little angle going up. What's that part called? The 1x2 slope. Sorry, I am out of it today. I don't know what that part is called, but it kind of looks like a tooth. It's very popular on Exoforce and roofs on houses. So yes, creative take on the set, but the set is better in my opinion. But it's a very cool set, so I'm glad to see more. Bricks Mania has created the Lego Cowboy with a horse.
What is that awful sound?
Bricks Mania has been muted. As I was saying, deep in the canyons of the Arizona caverns, this cowboy named Old Bricksman herds the cattle to protect the people of the Mania farm. This is just a Bricks Mania sig fig riding a mix and matched battle droid.
He tamed it.
It's a wild battle droid. It was on the open Mania farms, and we need to herd the cattle. So what else can I do?
Do you think a standard battle droid constitutes a MOC? Bricks Mania.
Well, you have to talk about Father Mania to that. Father Mania made me travel out early in the morning to pick up some cattle.
I think you're complicit in this. I think this was entirely your idea. And I do need to speak to your father about this because clearly we need to get something, because either we need to get contact Child Protective Services or your father needs to know about this. One of the two.
Father Mania won't be very happy with you.
Hey, Professor, you know how when you smash a minifigure, he breaks into pieces? Look what I can do. Oh, the banner's in the way.
Oh, Coelian's here. My ears are rejecting the sounds coming from the mic. Yes, and if I hear anything else, I am muting him.
That was an accident.
Unless I'm causing the popping. If so, I apologize. You're going to criticize this, but still, I liked it. This is another one of your MOCs. I think I saw this one on Flickr. Honestly, I quite like this. The studs on it don't feel too out of place. There's a bit of a gap here, but it feels kind of consistent, actually. It feels like some sort of exhaust. Yes.
Pretty cool design. I wonder how well...
Anyway, very cool design.
Wait a minute. I don't remember the streams being like this.
Where were we? Space Bunny. This is a fantastic MOC. I love all the shaping and proportions on it. It is kind of boxy, but it's still using some interesting angles, and it's not my favorite. It's pretty good actually. It feels weird that this wedge piece goes down below the rest of the MOC. That might be on purpose, but this MOC has a lot of personality for it. If my co-hosts can restrain their childish urges, I will invite them back on.
Yes, sir.
You're enjoying having control of the stream today.
Someone has to rein in, because you two, in my absence, have gone out of control. Did you see Mock Hour last week? It was chaotic.
What happened chaotic? I can't remember anything. I thought it went pretty smoothly.
It was actually quite nice.
Yeah, sure. Xenomorph has the Tauros Bugatti Veyron V2. Okay. Yeah, honestly, not a huge fan of this. P42 says, what day are we on? We are on yesterday. Apparently. I like that the exhaust here is at slightly different positions. That's a nice touch. It gives the model a little bit of extra depth. Everything else about the model, though, I'm not a huge fan of. It feels kind of blocky and not very aerodynamic. This orange piece comes out to the side here, while the rest is pretty much consistent. While the rest of it is pretty much flat, it feels very inconsistent. I love the use of Nexo tiles, but you're not doing anything super special with them. This is pretty mediocre in my opinion. Spoiler mechanism. Okay. Let's see what this is. Let me watch that again. I was a little bit distracted there for a moment. But yeah, as you can see, the spoiler comes out using a pair of hinge plates, hinge pieces, it looks like. That is a very nice feature, actually. And if you're wondering what happened to Brixmania, he is having some technical difficulties. I hope he will be rejoining us soon. But yes, hopefully he has some internet trouble. It's probably a storm in Florida again. Who knows? But cool little mechanism, Xenon. It's a nice little touch. Back view and a front view.
Awesome.
I do like the exhaust a good deal. The slightly different positions really adds to it. And I wonder why there's it looks like a little lightsaber piece sticking out there. I wonder how you accomplish that.
Maybe you got it stuck and taken it out.
The front looks, I'm not a huge fan of, but I like the use of this mudguard piece. I feel like if you did use this piece in a different way, this would be a really cool MOC. Hey, Brixmania, you said that the storm is cleared up. Let's see if he's back. Exosnake has this. It looks similar to a set, but it looks all right. I don't have any strong feelings about this one personally. What do you guys think?
A lot of pieces from the set, obviously the cover over the wheels, police sign.
Infinite Theory says, wait, aren't you guys going to roast the MOCs? We are trying. We're not burning them, if that's what you're asking. We are just offering constructive criticism. Some MOCs are getting it more harshly than others.
I would never eat dinner during the show, as you guys know.
Yes, you are of course esteemed for your.
I would just stay here looking at everyone.
Is it just me or did John's beard grow a bit? He looks a bit different.
No, he's always looked like that.
Oh, all right. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay. ADMCB Lockland. I'm just going to call you Lockland because I'm not sure who this is.
That is
Elvon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone changes their names.
Yes. When you change your name, I'm not going to remember who you are, so just keep that in mind. I'm sure Der History Meister can have some commentary on this one. but this is a gorgeous MOC. Look at the slight angle going on here at the bow. The tiling work done here, it's all at this very slight and intricate angle. I wonder how well this would translate to a real world MOC, but just the render on this thing is absolutely gorgeous. It looks very much like a poster. I love the use of the snot lettering, very clever. The use of the embedded shield, the classic style shield.
I'd love a closer look at all these details.
Let's try and take care of that. But look at how smooth this thing is. This thing is so pristine. I'm not sure if Elvon has the MOC Roast badge, but when I can't properly roast a MOC, you get the MOC Roast badge. I can't roast this. This is a fully realized MOC that I have no criticism of. This is stunning work. Absolutely. All the details. I'm not a ship guy. I'm not a Navy guy, but I appreciate everything that went into this, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Fantastic work.
Amazing.
Okay, Crow has joined us. Yes, I'm trying to catch up. I wasn't able to make it next week. I won't be able to make it tomorrow. So we're doing this to make up for it until I can get back on the normal schedule.
Yeah, but we still have we'll feature my MOC on MOC Hour tomorrow.
Yeah, so go ahead.
You were saying?
If you want to make sure I see it, you've got to make sure it's in the MOC Roast. Now,
this one's different.
Yes, I actually quite like this. The use of this canopy, it's a very early 2000s part that I'm very fond of. It's not a very traditional Lego City style, but it has this very chibi proportions to it. I think it's quite kind of cute, really. Yeah, it's cute. Nothing super special about it. It's just a cute car MOC. Nothing else too much else to say about it. Decent. Nothing outstanding. A bit. I like the color scheme. Has a few different colors going on. It's a very functional MOC. I'll say that. Okay. And Lone Sniper. Okay. I'm not sure what we're looking at here. I like this on the right.
Oh, he was excited to show me this. He was telling me about it earlier.
Okay, so what did he tell you about this? This is interesting.
Not a whole ton of details other than he was excited, but...
Okay, so this is a totally custom rig on the right, correct?
It looks like a race car and a tank mixed together.
It looks pretty custom.
Yeah, that's my impression. It's an interesting shape. It's very hard for me to tell what is going on. There is a motor for each. It looks like there's a motor hooked up to each wheel. Drive. Yeah, so that feels a bit strange. Getting all of the gear ratios to line up for something like that might be a little bit difficult. So not sure how well this would actually function. The thing on the left is it's a little bit of a mess. I feel like it's more for some sort of function. But yeah, this thing is a little bit on the ugly side. I really like this thing on the right, though.
It doesn't appear great, but its functionality looks pretty nice.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely the one on the right is the highlight of the image. Yeah.
This Technic model it looks like it might still be a work in progress, but I'm interested to see more of this thing. It's an interesting shape. It feels like a rough draft. Is it a big rig trying to be a monster truck? It's trying to be a tank too, you got to keep in mind. Lone Sniper says it functions really good. Well, I'd love to see it. You should, for next week or for tomorrow, you should post a video so we can see this thing in action. That way we can truly appreciate the engineering that went into this. Because it looks pretty cool. It's not a gorgeous MOC from an aesthetic standpoint, but it's pleasant to look at and it's functional. Okay, so Sniper says the left one is my first MOC.
That's an improvement. Wow.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I think you're more of a Technic guy at heart, so I'd love to see you lean more into that and use system elements to basically polish the work you do with Technic.
Thanks for joining
So
us, Noah.
take inspiration from what other people have done to flesh out their vehicles. That's where I'd start if you're trying to create improve the aesthetic potential of your MOCs. I don't have too much criticism of the functional without taking a closer look at this thing. Oh, Nora needs to go. Thank you for joining us, Nora. It was nice having you. And thank you for joining us for this special little event.
Oh, that's true. The motor. Torian's a big master of motorized tanks.
Yeah. So if Coelian's saying it looks...
What
okay, he
happened?
says it reminds me of a tank set, the Green Tracked Racer. It does look a little familiar. I wonder what a side-by-side would be to compare it.
Here's Plaque Bar again. His are so zoomed out with so many pieces. I always think it's not even Lego at first glance.
Lone Sniper is definitely more of a Technic guy, and I'm getting more parts so I can make more MOCs with better aesthetics. I'm looking forward to it. You have a lot of potential. So this is a Bismarck work in progress. And again, we have some really incredible shipbuilders. Just look at the shaping, this very slight angle on this thing. You barely even notice it. It's so slight. It's absolutely gorgeous shaping on this. I'm blown away by MOCs like this, and I can't wait to see it come to completion. I can't roast stuff like this.
Nothing bad to say about it, yeah.
Dirt History Meister says, I'm glad I was able to help Plaque Bar with his Bismarck hull. It's looking good so far. Absolutely. It's very impressive shaping so far. I look forward to seeing its completion. We've been messaging between ourselves and giving him a hand, and it's so beautiful, better than my first attempts. Absolutely. It's going to be a masterpiece. Okay, Ellis Sniper says the front is stock, the back is completely my own. Okay, so this is based on a set, but the back is yours. Okay, but yeah, it's okay if you use use sets as a crutch as you're getting started. But as you get more comfortable doing more advanced techniques, you can do just try to push your limits as you go. Okay, and this is a reference photo.
Nice.
And yeah, once you see, I can see the direction. The shaping looks virtually identical. And very, very nice. I'm very excited to see the completion of this MOC. Okay, I know this is
massive.
Bismarck's sister ship, the Turbits. Okay, it's just a reference photo. I see. But yeah, hopefully we can get a better side-by-side once it's complete. We'll zoom out here just a little bit. Wild P42 has... I really don't know what's going on here. We have two wheels, two uneven wheels. Then there's this giant wheel over here. And the minifigure is attached by a Technic 3-length axle with a stud on it.
And he's drinking a coffee.
We don't know that's coffee.
I think he's choking on the liquid he's drinking.
Well,
I don't think he's all right.
Like, if he built this, he's not all right. Is this a helicopter? Like, and I don't know what to think about this. This is bad.
Remember when Emmett attached his head to the wheel? It's kind of like that, except done worse. Yes,
it's considerably worse. It's not quite Bricks Mania level of bad, but it's pretty bad.
Did Elon Musk start making helicopters and not announce it?
I think this would be from a fired Tesla engineer. So
even the Three Stooges.
Yeah, like the Cybertruck may have had its window bashed in, and that was unfortunate. But look, Tesla is not this bad. Okay. Okay, Thunder Manor, we've talked about this again. I presume this is updated. I'm not seeing too many changes. Yeah, this is a decent MOC, I suppose. The snot techniques are limited, but it has a very nice style to it. I love the combination of the tan, red, and the gold. And it has a integrated of castle, a bit of Johnny Thunder feel to it. It's pretty cool. I don't have any strong feelings about it personally. Der History Meister says, Goat. Oh, God, I love these streams. I thought you were invoking my name, not God's name, but okay. Okay. Wild P42 says, I made that for MOC Roast especially. It's nothing. It is just parts. The thing is, if you're posting something to MOC Roast, you should want to see yourself improve. That's the point of the MOC Roast. It's through the fire that you become better. Iron sharpens iron, as Sensei Wu says. No comment. Warden Big Oof Bunny says, the Octan Speeder. I know you love the totally legal techniques. Yes, he used rubber bands here. I think this MOC is adorable. I am not a fan of the illegal techniques. The rubber is using rubber like that. It's not very, it's not legal at all. But the effect is very nice. The color scheme is very nice. I love the combination of the red, green, and white, classic Octan colors. It looks really good, honestly.
Everyone gangsta till Big Oof Bunny's MOCs start flying.
Yes, we've talked about this one as well. I've already obsessed over this one. I love the proportions on it. I love how it's just giant legs with a gun on under it. It looks absolutely fantastic. And even though you use rubber bands, again, that's kind of a Big Oof Bunny trademark. Reggie has the wall. Rifts has his Diet Coke, and Big Oof Bunny has the rubber bands. So, Space Bunny says, you're just afraid of the power of rubber bands. I believe that rubber bands are to be used for a mechanical function. It's not used to hold a piece in place. It's used as part of some other feature. That's a very poor explanation, but I'll try to polish that, my stance on rubber bands later. You're not trying, the rubber band shouldn't be the sole thing fixing something in place. Okay, ADCM Lockland. Okay, we have a pretty advanced technique going on here using, it's not quite snot, but using a combination of bars and clips to create a very interesting shaping.
Is it a rudder or what is it supposed to be? Let me get a zoom out.
This would be the bow, I think. You'll notice how the bar can be pushed in or out slightly. So you can get some very precise angles using this technique. This is an incredibly advanced and very, very clever technique. I don't see it used very much. It's very simple, very effective, and very well executed right here. And this is just showing off at this point. Look at these incredible angles. But yeah, that is incredibly tight.
Wow, they're all connected securely in there?
I think there's a little bit of fudge going on here. You're slightly stressing the elements. I think this might be, you'll notice there's a little bit of a gap here. So I think you're fudging it just a little bit, but you're just within legality to get away with stuff like this. There's just enough flexibility here to get away with it. How to fix a gap. Okay, are you asking how we fix this gap? That is, that's a fairly minor, but what would I do?
Does that move around?
I'm not
I
sure.
can't tell.
What if you used the 1x2 rail piece that has a little bit of a rail? It wouldn't totally block it off, but it might slightly improve it. I'm not sure if it'll bump into this other tile, but it might be. I don't think that'll work, but it's something for you to consider, I suppose.
I see a hinge piece. I don't think it can move. There doesn't seem to be any room for it to move. Maybe
This
very
is
little.
this is a very tricky one. I do think there's a couple ways around it. Tell you what. After this stream, I'm going to send you a image of a possible workaround. It'll take some rejiggering, but it may help. So I'll send that to you after the stream with my idea. Oh, never mind. You came up with this idea on your own. This guy's a genius. That's really clever.
Is that your same idea you had?
No, it was different, but I think this gives it a bit more texture. I'm not sure if that was desired to have that bit of a bump in it, but it looks cool. How to fix another gap, this time less than a quarter plate.
I've never heard someone call. I mean, I've never heard Goat call someone a genius. So, congratulations.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm not sure where we're looking for the gap.
Space Bunny wants a genius badge.
We have so many badges.
Perhaps that can be a specialty badge we add eventually for those who not only pass MOC Roast, but are at the top bar. Maybe at the winners of certain competitions.
You have to beat Professor Goat in a trivia contest for Lego.
Okay. Your History Meister says that texture was desired. Okay. It looks very good. I'm not sure what you're asking here. This time less than a quarter plate gap. I'm not sure where you're referring to. It looks fairly smooth. I don't see any gaps sticking out to me. Maybe there is one and I just don't see it. But fantastic work. Okay, Der History Meister says the deck and the superstructure were separate by a quarter plate. I need to see another. I need to see another angle because I'm having trouble processing it from this perspective. But send me a DM on it and I'll take a look. This kind of boats are not my forte, but I'll help if I can. All Crusty Cole says, will it get vaporized to a black stain in an effort to please the mighty goat?
Good old Crusty Cole.
Why is he crusty? What happened?
But will what get vaporized is the question. Maybe even be burnt to banal black powder, which will be scattered to a gallimafury of sediment, carelessly tossed aside of pure hatred and shame? Or will it emerge victorious by coming out of goat's rage unscathed, rising above the fallen asinine attempts to please mighty goat? Wow. Well, you're stroking my ego, so that's a good start. I wouldn't say this is the prettiest MOC you've ever made, but you used almost exclusively Technic elements, so you got to account for creative parts usage there. This is kind of cheating. If it wasn't for this, this would pass MOC Roast. If you could polish that a little bit, maybe add a half. What's it called? A half link. If you had a half link here, I think this would pass MOC Roast. Pretty cool.
Wow, high praise.
Okay, Warden Big Oof Bunny says it's worth seeing your criticism over there. Not my favorite, but it's a good practice.
I remember this was in progress. We had just the front of it to look at before.
Yes. I had to say I was very excited about this going on, but I feel like as you went on, you encountered a bunch of limitations. There's some incredibly nice parts usage going on, like this. You're using a piece from a pirate's boat to create a little walkway. And there's a very creative use in the back with the use of an Ninjago spinner, which is very unusual. I think one of my biggest gripes here has to be this front section. This corner here is a square, and it looks so unnatural compared to the rest. The hint, you'll notice there's a slight gap here where the cheese slopes or the panels are, where you could see through. There's a little bit of a gap here. I'm going to send you. There's another technique that I can show you. If you DM me about it, I'll show you what I use to accomplish this angle, and maybe that'll help you out a little bit. But again, this is a pretty good first ship. A lot of impressive parts techniques, some good angles, but there's plenty of room for improvement going forward next year.
Well, not to interrupt, but
bush,
I'm gonna have to head out now.
All right, Bricks, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining.
I hope the stream doesn't get too boring.
I don't want your kind of excitement. Thank you for joining us.
Goodbye.
But Corleone, I was actually referring to another part, but the bush would work just as well. Mr. Morgoon has a vampire Cadillac. Mr. Morgoon, of course, makes very, very detailed, and I want to say they're chibi style MOCs. They're very compact and slightly rounded off. But this is very similar to the vampire hearse we saw before, as in terms of aesthetics. I love how these roof pieces resemble teeth, in my opinion, and little bat wings. It's a very consistent style going on here. It's an adorable MOC, as always, with Mr. Morgoon. Space Bunny says, next year I will be making Bricklink orders in advance. Yep, you might want to test catting out a little bit. And I did see that, Your Majesty. You are not as amusing as you think you are.
I was testing it
out. Please cease. And yeah, you can see this is very clearly inspired by the Monster Hunters line. Okay, this is a different version. You'll notice the different teeth pattern here. I actually like the first version more, personally. There is a better continuity going on. Yeah. I definitely prefer the first version of all of these. I like the use of the different parts techniques, and this little rounded Technic element works pretty well. Oh, this is very nice shaping here. Yeah, I think if you can find a way to merge these, the first and the last design, this would be, it's already incredible, but if you can merge those two, it'll be even better. Der History Meister said, imagine having the money for that. Yeah, shipping is a very difficult business, I'll say that. Goda is going to enact a military coup against His Majesty John with the help of the Club Brick military leaders. This will be a scientific revolution. There's no plans to overthrow His Majesty King John Brick. He is the rightful ruler to the Brink Kingdom, and
that's very reassuring.
Yeah. Lachlan says, Elvon says, I love snot. I must share my secrets with the world. This looks. Just look at how complex this is. Using the headlight bricks to accomplish all these strange angles. It is very, very detailed and well done. Oh, that is clever. Again, doing detailing like this can take hours, if not days. And the amount of detail you're putting into this, it's absolutely astounding. Wild P42 says, parts for my Rotodyne MOC. Okay, I like the use of these tire pieces. It gives it a little bit of texture, and it looks very effective. I'd be interested to see how this is integrated into the rest of the MOC. Okay, so these are the side propellers or the back propellers, and this is the top propeller. So this is a brick built using tiles. Very nice. I'm interested to see where the rest is. Yeah, that works. I don't have any strong opinions on it. Wild P42 says, I had no other circular pieces. Given what you had to work with, you did a very good job. Lachlan is, of course, flexing on us once more with this gorgeous back view using Mixel's joints and colors that don't exist in that part. I love the use of the little life preserver, not the life preserver, but the little lifeguard tool to create little lifeboats. That is a very creative parts usage, as always. So many little nice parts usage implemented here. I love the little golden propellers. Again, another thing that doesn't exist, but who cares? Actually, do we have a golden propeller? If not, we should.
Can't think of any.
And yeah, look at how smooth the shaping is. Even though it is, I don't think so.
If anything, I think they could, but yeah.
Even though this is there's kind of this step design, it works very well here. CAD software is so nice. I can modify if I built it in real life. Yeah, colors don't exist, but it's helpful sometimes. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. It's Lego and it's CAD. Do whatever you want as long as it's legal.
Quote.
Okay. Here we have a back view. I'm interested to see what the rest of it is. This part over here is giving me a pause. Why is that sitting there specifically? But all the complexity built into this is absolutely astounding. And look at that. Look at that angle. That is absolutely brilliant.
Wow, almost perfectly circled there. Wow.
Yep, we've talked about this one before.
I remember it, yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if you have the MOC. You've passed MOC Roast. I know you have. But yeah, I've talked about this before. It's a great MOC. I love it. Okay, so it does exist. Interesting. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't remember what set it's in.
6041, I'll look it up.
Okay.
Wonder if I was right or was Ninjago. Let's see.
Flask US says, oops, picture's too small, posting again. Tarantula's computers from Transformers Beast Wars. I'm not a Transformers guy myself. I like the use of the new Mario piece, the Mario plates. This is such a cool console. It's kind of blocky and there's a few gaps in it. I'm not sure if that's intentional. But overall, this is pretty cool. I like how you used the panels used in Classic Space and Futuron to form this. And I love this little use of the Technic element. I know it appeared in Kylo Ren's buildable figure. I'm not sure what else it's appeared in. But it looks pretty cool. Again, this is kind of blocky. It's not the best MOC I've ever seen, but it's fun. It's absolutely fun. Okay, this is what it's inspired by. Yep, it's a bit more blocky and rounded off. I think if you spend a little bit more time on it, you can work on filling in these gaps, like here especially. It looks a little bit off. You can use some different snot techniques to round that off very easily. Brick Wars ships, last thing I promise. And Big Oof Bunny, you've done very well incorporating different shapes and merging two different types of cockpits together.
Is that on a stand? Is it on a stand holding in an angled position?
Yep. I'm not a huge fan of these exposed back studs. It feels gratuitous here. I think there might be some other way you could accomplish this. It looks a bit unpolished there, but overall, pretty good. What time is it? We've been going over an hour. I really like this one. It reminds me of Star Wars Clone Wars set a little bit.
The color scheme especially.
Well, which one?
The color scheme I was saying fits it too, the blue and the white.
You used that's an illegal technique, using a Technic pin and what would it be? And bar piece to attach these two. What are those called? Two arches. That's you're definitely cheating. You're cheating there, but it's a cool effect.
How much else you could have got the circle open like that?
There's a couple ways. There's a couple ways. It wouldn't be quite as compact. Actually, there is a older piece that also isn't quite legal, but it won't leave a gap. If you message me about that, I'll tell you about that as well. And it looks like that's the last one.
Awesome, we made it.
Yeah, that was the special MOC Roast Catch-Up Edition. Thank you for joining us, everyone. For those of you who are still with us anyway. Again, I most likely will not be here tomorrow. I'll try and make it if I can. We've got some crazy things going on here at Keeled Labs, and once things are under control, I'll be back on MOC Hour at a regular time slot. But I wanted to make sure you guys got your constructive criticism you need.
Yes, I'm sure everyone misses you a lot when you're not there. But yeah, we'll have a fun show tomorrow, same time as usual. We'll go through all the MOCs. We'll still do the memes, of course. It'll be everything but the roast, same as last week.
All right. Thank you for joining us, everyone. And until next time, play well.